Hello there, and welcome back to Friendonkey Wrestling Season 2. We are at the final stop, having pulled in at a lay-by on the road to WrestleMania. It is Fastlane, the lane covered by the Fiend, so it's Fast Fiend. As your main event for this evening will be the Fiend versus Drew McIntyre in a ladder match, all gold hanging above the ring. Drew happy to put the gold on the line if the Fiend can earn it. The Fiend putting his whatever the hell belt it is into the mix. If Drew can drag them both down, he will have vanquished the Fiend from FDW. But a hell of a show first before we get there. Smackdown are starting things off with Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. And AJ Styles is the winner on that occasion. So, fair play Smackdown. But over to the FDW side of things now. We've seen the tag division undergo quite a change in the most recent episodes here. As there are new champions atop the mountain, the proverbial mountain, in the form of Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Imperium invoking their rematch clause here this evening, but the Usos able to pick up a victory over them as well, so they said they're happy to afford the opportunity to both teams, hence why we have the triple threat here this evening. Flanked by Formula One cars there, Roman Reigns makes his way down. With his first taste of championship success on FDW, he will also surely have his eyes on the main event this evening, as he will be at WrestleMania, having earned himself a singles match, World Championship match at WrestleMania. He will be taking on either The Fiend or Drew McIntyre. Roman soaking up the adulation of the crowd.
The following contest is a triple threat tag team match.
And he'll be standing alongside longtime partner, longtime rival, but fellow tag team champion, Seth Rollins, Mr. Triple Crown. And he does look good with some championship round his waist. Odd seeing him without the TV title still. But a reign as tag champion is still something to be proud of. But could that be a short-lived reign? As the Usos now step into the ring. They picked up a pinfall, a count-out victory, over the tag team champions last time out. Very much thanks to the assist of Imperium as well, who were pissed off and assaulted the tag champions. The triple threat rules here this evening. Tornado rules. It's going to be chaotic. It's going to be frantic. As Imperium look for their third reign. They threw out the open challenge during Tag Week. It was answered by Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. And then they wrenched the titles away from them. Will Imperium be able to reclaim their championships here this evening? Will the Usos be able to reclaim championships here this evening? Lots happening in this match. Lots to play for. Big uppercut there from Giovanni Vinci, who immediately goes after Jimmy Uso. Two teams with no love lost, are Imperium and the Usos. Throw into the mix the combined force of Reigns and Rollins of the Shield. Rollins looking for an easy early pinfall over Jimmy Uso, looking to get it done in the early scrum. Triple threat rules, there are no countouts, no disqualifications. Weaponry is legal. As Kaiser attacked Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins capitalized on it. Rollins now teaming up with Jay on Kaiser as the Usos and the Shield seek to remove Imperium from the equation. Jimmy goes after Roman. Vinci goes after a bat. And Jay tees off on Rollins. Big swing off the bat there from Vinci to Jimmy Uso, but Jay gets Giovanni Vinci into the electric chair drop. Vinci powers out, Reigns sucking wind. As Ludwig Kaiser stalks the ring, dodges the assault from Jey Uso, or Jimmy Uso, who goes flying into Rollins. Vinci back inside the ring now, swing off on Reigns, going after Jay. Imperium just as dangerous apart as they are together. The Usos know this. Reigns and Rollins know this, as Reigns now has grabbed himself a sledgehammer. Jey Uso puts the bat to good use, just clubbing away over the skull of Giovanni Vinci, who hits almost like a modified burning hammer on Jey Uso there, looks for the pinfall. And Jey Uso standing back in the middle and letting it happen, trusting that his twin can kick out of it, as Jimmy now looks for the cover on the Kaiser. Vinci goes after Rollins. Rollins retaliates with the knee. And Jey Uso drops the elbow to Giovanni Vinci. Rollins and Jay. Rollins roll through, hits the schoolboy straight across the jaw. Kaiser trying to use the bat on Seth Rollins, but Jimmy Uso having none of it as the Shield stand tall, side by side. The Usos isolating Seth Rollins, trying to pick him apart. Roman Reigns looks for a cover here on Ludwig Kaiser. Vinci sensing blood in the water, runs to the aid of his comrade. Big DDT there from Jimmy Uso. Roman Reigns also hooks a DDT onto Jay. Big swing of the bat there from Jimmy Uso. German suplex from Ludwig Kaiser to Seth Rollins on the outside. Jey Uso rolls through on Roman Reigns and hits him with a schoolboy kick. Giovanni Vinci with that spinning power bomb. He has won so many a move with his. The ref runs into position frantically. Vinci very unhappy with that slow count, it would appear, as it's all broken down. Everyone looks to get himself a bit of breathing room, a bit of space. Kaiser finds himself on his own with Seth Rollins. As Jimmy Uso is nowhere to be seen, Jey Uso fends for himself. It is a brawl to kick things off. An absolute mess here at Fastlane. Roman Reigns feeling pumped, but Imperium pick their target wisely, seeking to remove Reigns and Rollins apart from each other and going after the Usos. Imperium know that they don't have to pin the champions to win the titles here. They can go after the Usos. They've beaten them before, and they beat them again. Seth Rollins now going after Jey Uso. Another schoolboy kick to the side of the head. Back between the ropes as Seth senses an opportunity. Grabs the bat and goes after Vinci, who comes off the second rope and misconnects. Seth Rollins just going to town on Giovanni Vinci, and that has got to do some damage. Huge blow of the baseball bat to both Jey Uso and Giovanni Vinci, and Seth Rollins doing anything he can to hang on to championship success, having felt the chilly navel for all but a brief 3-4 episodes. He doesn't want to be championshipless again. As he goes now, watching Jimmy Uso diving to the outside on Roman Reigns. Imperium in command in the ring. Seth Rollins looking for a curb stomp. Gets halted by Giovanni Vinci and Jey Uso. Ludwig Kaiser capitalizes on this. He hooks and connects with Seth Rollins. Seth kicks out, going to that place, digging deep. Roman Reigns flat on the outside on the left hand side. Seth Rollins stands alone to defend the titles. Spine buster from Jey Uso. Jey Uso just teeing off on Roman Reigns, and I think he's busted open. Seth Rollins hits a mighty pedigree on Giovanni Vinci on the outside. Jimmy looks for a kendo, but Roman, having absolutely none of it, puts him down. Seth Rollins with a giant curb stomp to Giovanni Vinci, busting him open. You've got to think, if they can get it in the ring, this could be 3 for the Shield. Roman, Seth, Jey in the ring. Jey's not where he wants to be, on his own against the tag champions. Rollins has him sized up. Jimmy senses the end. He goes after Ludwig Kaiser. Great ring awareness from the champs here. We've got it locked down. Roman goes after Vinci, but Vinci hits the drop kick. Huge dive from Rollins to the outside. This is a scrap, an absolute war. Tag titles so highly sought after here. With the Kaiser now going after Roman Reigns. Scrappiness between Jey and Giovanni Vinci on the north side of the ring. It's all broken down as Jimmy hits a huge splash into the corner. Seth back into the ring. Jimmy looks for the cover. Vinci runs interference. Big curb stomp from Seth Rollins to Giovanni Vinci. He hooks the leg. Could this be 3? Reigns runs interference, and Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns retain in a hard-fought affair.
Here are your winners, and still tag team champions, the team of Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins.
And that's an ominous sign of things to come. Both men proudly sporting those tag team championships. The Human Imperium. They gave the Usos an opportunity. It was chaotic, but in the end, they thrive under chaos. Into supremacy action now. Smackdown versus Raw versus FDW. Looking up and down the roster, wasn't quite sure who to pick for this match. And then I saw him. Gunther will be representing FDW. He's flying solo at the moment as Gunther. A win here would be huge for his self-esteem. A loss here would be hugely detrimental. And even more questions would be asked to the future of Gunther. But to bring glory to FDW, he's got a Irish-sized mountain to overcome in the sense of Paddy O'Moss, the Fighting Irishman representing Monday Night Raw.
From Vienna, Austria, weighing in at 297
But Gunter,
pounds,
still sporting the Imperium entrance, clinging on to former glories. Representing Smackdown though, their newest signing, Chad Gable.
representing the Alpha Academy from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 202 pounds, Chad.
A fan favourite here on the channel, a fan favourite here in the crowd. This is going to be a very diverse triple threat. Three hugely contrasting styles. The man mountain that is Paddy O'Moss. The hard-hitting, no-nonsense style of Gunter. And then Chad. Chad immediately going after Gunter, just the deep arm drag, but will Gunter be able to assert his dominance here this evening over both these men? He certainly looks that way over Chad Gable. But Paddy O'Moss is a different matter. The height difference, the power differential. On plain view to see. Paddy now in command of this matchup. And FDW need a win here. We're already last place. That's pretty much a given. Gunter gets a kendo, but Paddy sees it coming, runs him down. Chad just saying thank you to Omos for some reason. Right in his face. Cheers, Chad. Can always rely on Chad. Gunter flinging Omos off the ring post. Once again, Chad thanks the crowd as Gunter throws him and then gets leveled himself. Another big thank you from Chad, who's just so happy to be here this evening. Omos now throwing Chad back to the ring, back to the Lions. And Omos gets a kendo. Swings at a Gunter who connects and disarms the Fighting Irishman. Big drop kick from Gable. He looks to wear Gunter down, using his speed to his advantage, and that's what you've got to do if you Chad Gable. Smackdown have been on an absolute roll this season. With 7 points on the board for the supremacy for them. They are the clear winners. Raw have 4, FDW have 2. And with just this pay-per-view and one more, the most FDW can do is tie with Raw for second place. A win here for any other team spells certain doom for us to finish plumb last. Is it looking like his Gunter been busted open? You must have missed that. Paddy O'Moss just throwing Gunter around like he's nothing. Yes, Gunter has been busted open. Missed that one. But a bleeding Gunter is a dangerous Gunter. Sidewalk slam straight onto the knee of Omos. Omos gets Gunter up onto his shoulders. Something you don't see very often as Chad Gable uses Omos' own size and strength against him. But Gunter looks to do the same to Chad. As those windmill chops just will take the wind right out of you. Omos now with Gunter once again up on his shoulders, snake-eyesing him off the top turnbuckle. And if I'm Gunter and Chad Gable, I need to think about teaming up here, as it looks like Chad's got a measure of Paddy Omos. Goes for the pinfall. And starts getting fired up. Runs straight into Paddy Omos. And just gets flattened in the process. Omos gets Chad Gable up for a huge delayed chokeslam. Gunter with the equalizer chair. Can Gunter capitalise on the Omos chokeslam? He taunts Chad. He thinks about getting to his feet. Gunter gets Chad up and slams him down for the powerbomb. There's the one. There's the two. And he was just a little bit too slow. You gotta feel that would have been a win for Gunter. That would have been huge. Can Gunter get the pinfall? Chad's hurt. Chad's wounded. As is Gunter, who's wounded. Blood pouring now from his head. Chad thanking the crowd as Gunter tees off on Omos. He goes for the pin. Chad not having any of it though. All three of these men breakout stars in the very first season of Universe mode here on the channel. The history speaks for itself. Gunter now just throwing Chad Gable around. Bounced off the top turnbuckle. Omos putting that kendo to good use, just striking the bloodied forehead of Gunter, who goes for the pinfall, and Gunter kicks out at one. The ring general. The fight goes on. Seeks to get himself some space, but Paddy's having none of it. Just picks him up and puts him down. Like a misbehaving child. Omos has been the Goliath of this match, as Chad, for Friday Night Smackdown, looks for the pinfall attempt on Gunter. Gets a 2 count. And bunny hops through. Omos looks to target Chad. Chad counters. Chad in control, rolls through, grabs the leg, reverts the strength against him. That's wise from Gable. As Gunter's back to his feet. Chad looks to sneak in an early pinfall. A cheeky pinfall, barely getting to one. Gunter in the ring. Looks to lock on the sleeper hold as Paddy Omos just watches and breaks it up. Knowing that Chad could be the one to take the pinfall or submission here. It's a spine buster as Gunter now goes after Paddy Omos with a huge sidewalk slam. This could be huge for FDW. Only a 2 count. And this is a battle. Gunter going to grab even more weaponry. He grabs another kendo. And while Chad is thanking the crowd, Gunter just clobbers him with a kendo stick, which shatters across the cranium of Omos. Bits of splintered wood all over ringside. Blood, sweat, and tears have been spilled in this match. No more blood than from our very own man Gunter, who gets Chad Gable up for a powerbomb, but Chad reverses through. Looked for the pinfall, and thank God that was on the outside, as that really did catch Gunter off guard. Chad throws Gunter back between the ropes. Omos follows suit. Gunter looked for a big drop kick, but Chad just caught him and swatted him away like a fly. Chad goes after Paddy. Paddy gets Chad up. And Gunter perhaps looking for a German suplex on Omos. That would be some measure of strength. Chad takes charge. Gunter marches him across the ring and off the top rope. Omos gets fired up as Gunter goes bouncing off of Paddy Omos. Omos gets Gunter up. Gunter reverses with an elbow. Omos reverses Gunter with a headbutt. Omos dumps Gunter into the corner. Is fatigue setting in? Does Gunter have enough left in the tank to take on the Fighting Irishman? Chad Gable, who thrives in these kind of high opportunistic matchups. The fan favourite. As Gunter hooks the leg. Still the match goes on. Omos and Gunter now left in the ring as Chad stays with the action. They try to get rid of him. The ref caught in the wrong part of town. Stuck between those two Goliaths. The ref is not where she wants to be at all. Huge suplex there from Chad Gable to Gunter. There's a second as the blood pouring over Gunter's chest. You can see it now starting to stain the mat. Paddy Omos gets Chad Gable up for a huge gorilla press and he comes crashing down. That's about just a casual 9-foot drop right there. Pool of blood left on the floor from Gunter, who levels Chad Gable on the outside. The ring stained with the efforts of our boy, the ring general. Omos throwing a kendo at Gunter now, just trying to keep him at arm's reach. Gunter with the crimson mask. Chad rolling through, gets Paddy Omos into the ring, and I do not know where this match is going to go next, as Chad Gable gets a sledgehammer and tees off on Gunter. Gunter now starts dismantling the ring steps and just dumps them onto Chad Gable. I feel like the next man to even attempt a pinfall or submission will secure victory, but they've been on each other all match long, not letting up, not giving in. Gunter back to his feet. He knows it's got to be done in the ring at the very least. The pinfall or submission must take place there. As Omos stalks his prey from side to side. Gunter tried to go to the outside. Omos throwing Gunter around, thrashing him around. As Chad tries to shush the crowd. Chad tried to throw Omos back to the ring, but he's just so huge. That's a lot of man to throw around. Leg sweep from Gable to Omos. Chad throws Omos to the ring. Gunter throws Chad to the ring. Gunter follows them in with a kendo. Big drop there from Omos to Chad Gable. Chad rolls outside the ring. Gunter with some quick strikes. Tiredness setting in now for these warriors. Gunter with the big strikes. Grabs a kendo. and splinters another one off the head of Omos. The blood flowing more than ever as Gunter goes for a powerbomb on Omos. Chad Gable breaks it up. What is it going to take to end this match? The crowd on their feet. Omos catches Gunter napping and he rolls through, laying possum. Chad Gable now in control as Omos reverses, and now Chad Gable busted open. Back and forth and back and forth. This has been a war. This has undoubtedly been one of the standout matches of the Season 2 of FDW, and still it continues. Double underhook, suplex from Gunter, throws Chad Gable across the ring, and in a display of defiance, Gunter gets him back up, throws him across onto the chair. Gunter needs to seize his moment. He has Chad where he wants him. Chad reverses. Omos clambering back into the ring, goes after Gable. Grabs the chair and goes after Gunter, perhaps as Gunter just levels Omos onto the chair. Seeks an opportunity for a pinfall. Could this be 3? There's the 1. There's the 2. And there's the 3. And you want to talk about a hard-earned victory. A victory that he needed more than anyone else on the roster. After Imperium have left him and turned on him, he stood alone. He wanted to fight for the honour of the brand, and boy did he do so. Gunter, the Ring General. Well, I'm happy to go home after that, but we've still got 2 more matches, folks. Cameron Grimes retains the US Championship for Raw, as in their tag division on Smackdown, Pretty Deadly retain as well. Speaking of Imperium, the Cruiserweight Championship on the line next, as Ilya Dragunov defends against Dragon Lee. FDW picking up a victory in the Supremacy will give us another draft pick from the free agent pool. And granted, there's only a few episodes until WrestleMania. I'm sure we can make something out of that between now and then if someone wants a few easy weeks of work. Dragon Lee now stepping up to make his mark. Oh, well, I am speechless after that last bout. But Ilya Dragunov now flanked by his trusty advisor, his wise man, if you like, William Regal. As the last vestige of FDW, or of Imperium, to hold championship.
Introducing the challenger from Tala, Jalisco, Mexico.
Dragunov has held on to that championship with his iron claw. Will Dragon Lee be able to claim gold here this evening? Big spike there from Ilya Dragunov as Lee is dumped into the corner. Dragunov looks to work down the leg. Wise technical wrestling there. He's clearly been having a chat with Regal. As again, Ilya spikes Dragon Lee and looks to get this done early days to retain his championship. big delayed senton there from Ilya Dragunov. And a third spike from Dragunov to Lee, and another hard-hitting delayed senton. Suplex from Dragunov, and this match has been all Dragunov all night long. A dominant display as Dragunov flies to the outside. Dragon Lee was not paying attention at all, taunting to the crowd, and Dragunov is making him pay for it. Lee can't be affording to make those kind of mistakes. Dragunov thought about another senton, but Lee able to roll out this time as he starts that quick flurry of offense on Ilya Dragunov. Knee to the side of the head. As we're at a count of 6, Lee needs to get this back to the ring if he's going to win the championship. Dragunov using his advantage. But the knee strap coming down already. Dragon Lee perhaps fancies his chances. Grabs Dragunov, rolls through and connects. Only a 2 count on this occasion. Dragon Lee's got to go high risk. Heads to the top rope. Huge flying elbow there, just leveling Ilya Dragunov. Dragon Lee's got to keep up this offense. He can't allow Ilya Dragunov to get in those strong strikes. Hard hitting offense is what Ilya Dragunov is known for. Huge knee. Will take all your senses away from you when it connects with your chin. As now Dragunov, almost in a mockery of the ring general, hits some windmill chops on Dragon Lee and then gets Dragon Lee up for a release power bomb. He sizes it up and thinks about hitting the H-bomb. It connects with Dragon Lee. And is that enough to secure the championship once again? There's the 3. In a no-nonsense affair for Ilya Dragunov. Again, Dragon Lee, he earned his championship opportunity, but he just couldn't convert it on the night. Dragunov still standing tall as the Cruiserweight champion. Meanwhile on Smackdown, the current IC champion is Solo Sikoa and he retains against Cody Rhodes. But the main event for this evening, with WrestleMania implications.
The following champion versus champion contest is a ladder match.
Again, Mike Rome saying that it's champion versus champion, but Bray Wyatt taken the FDW championship, created his own twisted, morphed version of it. It's on the line. It's hanging from the ceiling. But as is the FDW championship. Drew putting everything up for grabs here this evening. And a little twist en route to WrestleMania. Drew thought it was going to be fairly straightforward. He thought his opponent had been decided. Roman Reigns. But still, before any of that, Bray Wyatt made his presence felt. Becoming more unhinged than ever before. Neither man wearing their championship to the ring, as of course, they're already hanging in the balance. Both men getting used to how it's going to feel without a championship. Drew not used to that feeling. Or at least he hasn't been since the initial few weeks of FDW Season 2. Since then he has coveted the FDW Championship and defended it.
The champion from Ayr, Scotland.
There's the first that it's all about. FDW World Championship on the line. As is Bray Wyatt's deranged looking morphed version of the championship. Bray feeling that he should be the FDW champion. We're off to the races. Bray's out the gate strong. And this is a ladder match. So first man to climb the ladder and claim both championships will be recognised as the true FDW champion. And Bray looking to get this done easy and get it done early, going straight after the titles. Drew quickly following up that ladder. Those men teetering there. Battering each other on top of the ladder as Drew just dumping Bray off of the ladder, and as Drew thinks about crashing down from a great height off the top of the ladder. That's a lot of magic crashing down on you. Ben 3 minutes into the match and already Drew has thrown his body to the wind. Bray following Drew up that ladder, both men looking to just grab the belts. As Drew just throws Bray once again to the floor, to the outside. Drew seeking to grab the championships as Bray just removes the ladder from the equation and gets Drew into an electric chair drop. That is a long way down to come falling from. Bray once again sets up a ladder. Drew dismantles it. It seems that Drew is happy to put damage in on Wyatt here, as Wyatt just wants the championships. Drew hits the air raid crash and then sets Bray Wyatt up for a claymore. Could that have exorcised the demons from Drew McIntyre as he heads up once again to grab the titles? He unhooks the first strap, or unbuckles the first popper, as it were. Seeks to get the second done. There are 3 clasps left to go as Bray Wyatt drags himself up that ladder. Seeing the championships get looser and looser, Bray senses his opportunity to grab the titles and lord chaos over the FDW arena. As Bray unhooks the third clasp. And there's the fourth. And could this be the fifth? He has done it. And I am left speechless.
Here is your and WWE Universal Champions.
Forcing himself into the picture. Forcing a reaction from Drew. Once again, the hubris of a champion being his undoing. He put everything on the line up for grabs. And the Fiend stands atop the mountain. Well, the game appears to have glitched, ladies and gentlemen. That's quite an ominous sign. As I'm sure you can appreciate, we have faded to black. So stay tuned to FDW Season 2. I'm very much looking forward to finding out what happens next, and I hope you are too. See you soon.